Close your eyes for a moment and feel the quiet beneath the noise. The world has asked you to run, to perform, to be everything for everyone else. But when did you last honor yourself? When did you last listen to your own silence, to the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat, the soft whisper of your breath? There is a sacred energy within you, one that has been waiting quietly, patiently, for your acknowledgement. It is the part of you that remembers your worth, even when the world seems to have forgotten. Many of us move through life carrying invisible weights, expectations, judgments, old fears, without noticing the toll they take. You may feel as though your own desires have been silenced, replaced by a constant stream of obligations. Yet, the stillness you seek is not outside of you, it has always existed inside. Imagine a river flowing through the rocks and trees of your mind. Even when the waters are blocked or turbulent, they find a way to move, to reclaim their path. Your energy, like this river, is never lost. It only waits to be released, guided by your intention. Ask yourself, what if the power you have been seeking outwardly has been within you all along? What if the peace you long for does not require another's approval, but your own recognition? When you begin to honor your mornings, your rituals, your quiet moments, you begin to reawaken the woman you are meant to be. Every breath, every heartbeat is an invitation to return to yourself. I invite you to feel the stillness within as a sanctuary. Let the awareness of your body, your mind, and your emotions settle gently like moonlight over a calm lake. Notice the tension and the burdens you carry. And now, softly, imagine them dissolving like mist lifted by the morning sun. This is not a denial of your pain. It is the first step toward transformation. In acknowledging your inner rhythm, you begin to create space for clarity, for wisdom, for your energy to rise and flow freely. Today, let this quiet awakening be your first daily habit, the habit of listening to your body, your heart, your spirit. Let this practice remind you that your strength is not in how much you can do, but in how fully you can return to yourself, moment by moment, and allow your inner river to flow without resistance. There is a subtle power in noticing your own energy. Have you ever observed how your mood shifts like the wind through the trees, carrying the remnants of others' expectations, judgments, or emotions? As women, we are often taught to absorb, to adjust, to smooth the edges of our presence so that the world feels comfortable. Yet, in doing so, we forget that our essence is not meant to be diluted. What happens when a woman stops chasing and starts remembering her worth? Begin by observing your daily patterns, not with judgment, but with gentle curiosity. Where do you give away your energy unnecessarily? Which thoughts, relationships, or habits drain the life from you, leaving only shadows of your true self? The practice of discernment is a sacred ritual, a daily habit of choosing where your spirit flows. Like the moon guiding the tides, your awareness can direct your energy with intention rather than leaving it scattered to the winds. I invite you to see your boundaries not as walls, but as rivers that carve their own path. They protect the purity of your inner water while allowing it to nourish the spaces it touches. When you begin to honor these invisible borders, you awaken a quiet strength within. You discover that saying no is not a refusal of love or connection, but an affirmation of your sacred self. Ask yourself, which parts of my life reflect my energy, and which parts demand it without giving back? This reflection is not an exercise in control. It is an awakening to your own rhythm. Like sunlight pouring through a canopy of leaves, clarity illuminates the corners of your mind, and heart that have remained in shadow. In this illumination, you begin to see patterns of giving and receiving, of opening and closing, with gentle understanding rather than resistance. Let this daily habit be the conscious choice of your energy. Observe where it flows and where it gathers. Protect it as tenderly as you would a fragile bloom. In honoring your own boundaries, you are not separating yourself from the world. You are grounding yourself in the deep, unshakable core of your being. This is the quiet power that transforms overwhelm into clarity, exhaustion into focus, and distraction into the graceful alignment of your true self. There is a rhythm to your life that has been quietly whispering to you, even in moments of chaos. It is the pulse of your own spirit, steady and persistent, like the tide returning to the shore. Too often, we chase outward achievements, seeking validation from the world, and we forget that the most profound mastery begins within. Ask yourself, when did I last honor the natural rhythm of my own heart? In the stillness of your morning or the quiet moments before sleep, notice the patterns that emerge. Are your actions aligned with your inner truth, or are they echoes of what others expect of you? The habits you form, small intentional acts, are the seeds from which your inner garden grows. Water them with mindfulness, sunlight them with gentle self-reflection, and watch as your life begins to blossom in ways you never imagined. There is a sacred grace in slowing down. When you pause, breathe, and allow yourself to feel, you invite clarity into your mind and calm into your spirit. Like wind smoothing the surface of a restless lake, this gentle awareness eases tension, dissolves worry, and creates space for your wisdom to surface. Even a single moment of conscious presence each day can ripple through your life, shifting energy, softening resistance, and realigning you with your inner purpose. Consider this: every thought you cultivate, every emotion you tend, becomes part of the landscape of your being. Are you nourishing what is wholesome and life-affirming, or are you feeding seeds that no longer serve you? This daily habit of conscious attention is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about honoring the sacred within yourself, allowing your inner light to guide your actions, rather than letting the world dictate them. Let this practice be your anchor, the daily habit of listening to your own inner rhythm. In this quiet alignment, you begin to feel the strength of a woman who does not bend to noise, who does not scatter her energy chasing approval. You remember that your power is rooted in presence, in self-awareness, and in the grace with which you allow yourself to be, fully and without apology. Emotions are like rivers within us, sometimes calm, sometimes rushing, sometimes hidden beneath layers of stone and memory. For too long, we are taught to suppress, to control, or to dismiss what we feel. Yet, each emotion is a message, a wave carrying wisdom from the depths of your soul. Ask yourself, am I honoring the language of my own heart, or am I silencing it to fit the world's expectations? Begin by noticing the subtle currents of your feelings. Anger, sadness, joy, or fear. They are not enemies to conquer, but companions to understand. Like clouds drifting across the sky, they come and go. When you resist them, you create turbulence within yourself. When you observe them with compassion, they guide you toward clarity, toward understanding the roots of your desires and the shadows of your fears. This is the daily habit of emotional awareness, a sacred practice of giving your inner world the attention it deserves. Imagine holding your feelings as tenderly as a fragile bloom. Allow them space to breathe without judgment, without trying to change them instantly. In doing so, you cultivate emotional balance, the graceful dance between feeling and knowing. You discover that acknowledging your emotions does not weaken you. It strengthens your inner authority. You learn to respond rather than react, to flow with life's currents rather than being swept away by them. Ask yourself, what happens when I embrace my emotions instead of denying them? What truths might they reveal about my deepest needs, my boundaries, my desires? Every day, take moments to check in with yourself. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and feel the sensations in your body. Notice where tension gathers, where your heart feels heavy, where your energy feels light. These are the markers of your inner landscape, guiding you toward the habits and choices that align with your true self. Let this daily habit become your refuge. The habit of emotional listening. In this sacred practice, you reclaim your energy from unconscious patterns, you soften the grip of fear, and you nurture a compassionate relationship with yourself. With each conscious pause, you strengthen the inner foundation from which grace, power, and calm radiate. This is the essence of transformation, not through force, but through gentle awareness and tender acceptance. There is a quiet strength in your mind, a landscape often crowded with thoughts that tell you who you should be, what you should do, and how you should feel. Yet the mind is not your master. It is a tool, a river that flows most beautifully when guided with care. Ask yourself, am I allowing my mind to dictate my peace? Or am I choosing the thoughts that nourish my spirit? Begin by noticing the quality of your inner dialogue. Are your words gentle, encouraging and kind, or harsh, critical and relentless? Each thought carries energy, shaping your mood, your actions, and the trajectory of your day. The daily habit of conscious thought is the practice of tending this inner garden, pulling out the weeds of doubt and fear, and planting seeds of confidence, clarity, and self-respect. Like sunlight nurturing a delicate flower, your awareness gives life to your most empowering beliefs. Imagine your mind as a calm lake, its surface reflecting the sky above. When storms of worry or comparison arise, you need not resist. Observe them, allow them to pass, and return to the still waters within. In this stillness, clarity emerges naturally. You realize that the power you seek is not in controlling every circumstance, but in mastering the way you respond, in choosing which thoughts to carry and which to release. Ask yourself, what thoughts serve my growth, my peace, my inner strength? Which ones am I unconsciously feeding that diminish my energy? This reflection is not a call to perfection. It is an invitation to awareness, a practice of becoming the curator of your own mental landscape. When you cultivate this habit daily, you begin to feel a sense of sovereignty over your mind, a freedom that is rarely found in external achievements or validation. Let this daily habit be your sanctuary, the habit of mindful thought. Through gentle observation, conscious choice, and loving attention, you transform mental chaos into clarity, judgment into understanding, and restlessness into calm. You discover that your mind, when treated as an ally rather than a tyrant, becomes a source of wisdom, a channel through which your inner strength flows effortlessly, like a river guided by the moon's gentle pull. Your body is your first home, the vessel through which your spirit experiences life. Yet, so often it is neglected, overworked, or ignored. Ask yourself, when did I last honor my body with the care, attention, and respect it deserves? Each movement, each breath, each sensation is a whisper from your inner self, guiding you toward balance, vitality, and harmony. Begin by simply noticing your body. Feel your feet against the ground, the rise and fall of your chest with each breath. the gentle currents of energy flowing through your limbs. The daily habit of body awareness is not about perfection or appearance. It is about connection. When you tune into this inner dialogue, you discover how your body communicates your needs, your limits, and your strengths. Like the roots of a tree grounding into the earth, your physical presence anchors your spirit, creating stability amidst life's storms. Imagine your body as a garden. Every thought, every emotion, every choice acts as sunlight or shadow upon it. When you nurture it with kindness, movement, and mindful attention, it thrives. When you ignore it, it whispers through tension, fatigue, and discomfort. This is your sacred responsibility, to care for your vessel as tenderly as you would care for a beloved friend. By listening, honoring, and moving consciously, you cultivate energy that radiates through every aspect of your life. Ask yourself, which habits honor my body, which deplete it? Start with small intentional acts, stretching, breathing deeply, hydrating, walking in nature, or simply resting. Each act is a declaration of self-respect, a reclaiming of your inner power. In nurturing your body, you are also nurturing your mind and spirit, creating harmony between all layers of your being. Let this daily habit become a ritual, the habit of honoring your body as the sacred vessel it is. Through this practice, you awaken a graceful, enduring energy, a quiet power that allows you to move through the world with confidence, balance, and serenity. Your body becomes not only a home, but a temple, a place where inner wisdom and strength can flourish freely, like sunlight spilling over a tranquil meadow. Silence is not emptiness, it is a sanctuary. Yet, in the rush of life, women often forget the profound power that resides in quiet moments. Ask yourself, when did I last sit with my own silence, without distraction, without expectation? In that stillness lies the subtle voice of your soul, waiting to guide you, to remind you of your wisdom, your grace, your infinite capacity to create and transform. Begin by carving a small space each day for true stillness. It may be in the early morning when the world is soft with dawn, or in the evening when the day exhales and the stars emerge. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow the thoughts, worries, and responsibilities to settle like dust in a sunbeam. As you surrender to this quiet, you begin to feel the flow of your inner energy, the gentle alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Imagine your soul as a lake, reflecting the moon in perfect clarity. When the surface is stirred by restlessness, the reflection becomes distorted. But as the waters calm, the moonlight returns in all its brilliance. This is the power of silent presence. It restores clarity, deepens awareness, and reconnects you with the eternal rhythm within. Silence is not a void, it is the fertile ground from which insight, intuition, and peace emerge. Ask yourself, what truths might I hear if I allowed myself to simply listen? Each pause, each breath, each moment of attention strengthens your capacity for reflection. It nurtures the habit of coming home to yourself, of discerning what is essential from what is trivial, and of reconnecting with the wisdom that has always been within you. Let this daily habit be your anchor, the habit of embracing silence. Through it, you awaken the voice of your inner guide, cultivate calm, and allow the world's noise to fall away. In honoring the quiet, you cultivate a feminine power that is serene, radiant, and unstoppable. A presence that moves through life with grace, rooted in the eternal stillness of your own being. Gratitude is the gentle alchemy that transforms life's ordinary moments into sacred experiences. Ask yourself, when did I last pause to truly notice the blessings that surround me? So often, we focus on what is missing, on what is wrong, or on what we believe we lack. Yet, even in small, seemingly insignificant details, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the quiet hum of morning, the softness of your breath, there lies a vast reservoir of abundance waiting to be recognized. Begin by cultivating the daily habit of noticing. Each morning or evening, reflect quietly on 3 things you are grateful for. They do not need to be monumental, they only need to be real. The gentle act of acknowledgement draws your awareness inward, reminding you that life is not only about pursuit, but also about presence. Gratitude shifts the focus from scarcity to fullness, from striving to acceptance, and from longing to contentment. Imagine your heart as a garden, and each moment of appreciation as a seed planted in rich soil. With regular attention, these seeds grow into flowers of serenity, joy, and resilience. Even during challenging times, the practice of gratitude creates a soft, sustaining light within, a reminder that, no matter the storms outside, your inner world can remain luminous, anchored, and expansive. Ask yourself, how does my life change when I choose to see what is already present, rather than longing for what is absent? This reflection is not about ignoring difficulties. It is about reclaiming your power to shape your perception. Gratitude is a conscious daily habit that strengthens emotional resilience, nurtures self-love, and reconnects you to the deeper currents of your life. Let this daily practice become a quiet ritual, the habit of appreciation. By acknowledging the gifts in your life, you awaken a gentle yet powerful energy within, a feminine force that radiates peace, confidence, and grace. In this habit, you learn to move through the world with a soft strength, recognizing that true abundance begins not in possession, but in awareness and reverence for the life you are already living. Forgiveness is a river that flows quietly through the heart, carrying away the debris of pain, resentment, and regret. Ask yourself, who or what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Too often women carry burdens from the past. Words spoken, wounds received, mistakes made, believing that holding them close protects or honors their experience. Yet, the truth is that the weight of unforgiveness only binds your energy, leaving little space for joy, freedom, or love. Begin by noticing the places within you where tension and bitterness linger. Acknowledge them without judgment. Forgiveness is not about condoning harm or pretending pain did not exist. It is about reclaiming your power, liberating your spirit, and allowing your inner energy to flow freely once more. Like a stream carving its path through a rocky landscape, forgiveness finds its way around obstacles, dissolving what is stagnant and renewing the life it touches. Ask yourself, what freedom might I discover if I released the grip of past grievances? Each act of forgiveness, whether directed toward another or yourself, is a conscious daily habit that lightens your heart and strengthens your inner peace. As you practice it, you feel the gentle expansion of space within you, a space where clarity, love, and grace can thrive unimpeded. Imagine the heart as a vessel. When filled with bitterness or anger, it feels heavy, constricted, and closed. But when you release what no longer serves you, it becomes a reservoir of light, compassion, and calm. This daily habit of forgiveness is not a single act, but a flowing practice, returning again and again, softening the edges of pain and restoring balance. Let this habit guide you, the daily act of forgiving, of letting go, of choosing liberation over grievance. In doing so, you cultivate an inner power that is serene yet unshakable, a feminine strength rooted not in resistance, but in understanding, compassion, and the quiet wisdom of your own heart. Through forgiveness, you become both the river and the shore, fluid, enduring, and free. Purpose is not a distant destination. It is the quiet current that flows through every moment of your life. Ask yourself, am I living from the depth of my own intention, or drifting according to the currents of expectation? True power arises when a woman aligns her daily choices with her inner truth, allowing each action, thought, and breath to reflect the wisdom of her soul. Begin by noticing where your energy is spent. Which habits, routines, or relationships feed your spirit and which leave it depleted. The daily habit of purposeful living is not about constant striving or grand gestures. It is about conscious alignment, tending to the small, sacred acts that shape the contours of your life. Like a river flowing toward the sea, each deliberate choice brings you closer to the vastness of your own potential. Imagine your life as a garden in bloom. Every intentional habit you cultivate, nourishing your body, honoring your mind, tending your emotions, embracing stillness, and practicing gratitude, becomes a flower in this sacred space. When cared for consistently, the garden thrives, radiating beauty, energy, and peace. Your purpose is discovered not in searching for something outside of you, but in noticing what already resonates within and allowing it to guide your steps with clarity and grace. Ask yourself, what does it mean to live in alignment with my inner truth? This reflection invites you to make small, conscious adjustments each day, moments where choice becomes practice and practice becomes freedom. In these choices, you claim the sacred rhythm of your life, flowing with intention rather than reaction, with presence rather than distraction. Let this final habit become your compass, the habit of purposeful living. Through it, you cultivate an inner sovereignty that is unshakable, a serene power that radiates from your core, and a feminine grace that moves through the world effortlessly. Each day, in every mindful act, you honor your journey, your strength, and your eternal capacity to create a life that reflects the deepest, most authentic essence of who you are. Connection is the silent thread that weaves through our lives, linking us to the world, to others, and most importantly, to ourselves. Ask yourself, am I present in the connections I cultivate, or am I simply moving through them out of habit? True connection is not about obligation or expectation. It is the mindful presence that honors both your energy and the energy of those around you. Begin by observing your relationships, the people, the spaces, and the moments you engage with daily. Are they nourishing your spirit or leaving your heart tired and scattered? The daily habit of mindful connection is a sacred practice, reminding you that every interaction is an opportunity to radiate your authenticity, your grace, and your inner strength. Like the roots of an ancient tree reaching deep into the earth, while its branches stretch toward the sky, your presence nurtures and uplifts when grounded in self-awareness. Imagine each relationship as a delicate thread of light. When woven with intention, care, and compassion, it creates a tapestry that reflects your true essence. When neglected or forced, it becomes tangled, heavy, and dim. Ask yourself, how can I show up fully without sacrificing my energy, without bending to what is not aligned with my truth? Let this daily habit guide you, the practice of conscious presence. Each smile, each word, each gesture of listening is a seed planted in your own energy field, strengthening your confidence and radiance. Through mindful connection, you create a life of harmony, where your boundaries are honored, your heart is open, and your feminine power flows effortlessly, like sunlight through leaves on a quiet morning. Intuition is your inner compass, a soft, steady whisper that guides you toward your highest self. Ask yourself, do I trust the subtle knowing within me? Or do I silence it to follow the world's noise? Each woman carries this innate wisdom, an inner lighthouse that never falters when you learn to listen. Begin by pausing throughout your day to check in with your intuition. Notice the small nudges, the gentle hesitations, or the subtle sparks of clarity that arise in quiet moments. The daily habit of trusting your inner guidance strengthens your connection to yourself and aligns your choices with your authentic path. Like the moon guiding the tides, your intuition naturally pulls you toward what nourishes your spirit, even when logic or circumstance clouds the way. Imagine your inner voice as a flame within a darkened room. When you allow it to speak, it illuminates the shadows, showing you the path forward with clarity and calm. Ask yourself, what wisdom am I ignoring? What courage might I discover if I follow my own knowing? Each time you honor this voice, you reclaim a piece of your freedom, your power, and your serenity. Let this habit be your sacred guide, the practice of listening, trusting, and acting from your intuition. Through it, you cultivate a feminine strength that is subtle yet unshakable, graceful yet courageous, quiet yet profoundly luminous. Your inner compass never fails when you honor it, leading you to choices, experiences, and moments that reflect the deepest, most authentic version of yourself. A woman fully aligned, fully present, and fully free.